Today we're going to talk about National Heroes Day, what it is, why it matters, and the heroes that Filipinos celebrate every year. Before we get started, everyone, when you come in the live stream, let me know where you're coming in from, what country, and uh, and also tell me who you think that the greatest Philippine national hero is. Whether it's Jose Rizal or uh, hold on. There we go. I forgot to get my thing streaming. Whether it's uh, Jose Rizal or uh, Andres Bonifacio or Eduardo Aguinaldo, or maybe you've got somebody else in mind. So, what is National Heroes Day in the Philippines? For those of you that don't know, National Heroes Day is celebrated on the last Monday every August. It's a day to honor all Filipino heroes, the famous names from the history books, and the countless unsung heroes whose sacrifices built the nation. If you're watching from another country, do you have a National Heroes Day in your country or something similar? Let me know about it. Good evening, Fortune. I appreciate you being here. The first hero that we're going to talk about from Philippines history is Jose Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal, often called the national hero. He fought with his pen, not a sword. His novels Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo I don't have a Spanish tongue, opened the eyes of Filipinos to injustice under Spanish rule. One of his most famous lines was, "It is a useless life that is not consecrated to a great ideal." Question for the chat. Do you think words are stronger than weapons when it comes to changing a country? What's fascinating is that Rizal wasn't alone. Around the world, there were other leaders who also believed in nonviolent revolution. In India, Mahatma Gandhi led millions to freedom from British colonial rule using peaceful resistance. In the United States, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used nonviolent protests to fight against racial segregation. In South Africa, Nelson Mandela embraced reconciliation instead of revenge after apartheid ended. And right here in the Philippines, Jose Rizal belongs in that same tradition. He didn't raise a sword, he raised a pen, and that pen ignited a revolution of ideas. Do you think leaders like Rizal, Gandhi, and Martin Luther King were more effective in the long run than those who used weapons to enact change? The next Philippine hero I'm going to talk about is Andres Bonifacio, the father of the Philippine Revolution. Unlike Rizal, Bonifacio believed in direct action. He founded the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary group that fought Spain with courage. One of the most famous events tied to him is the cry of Pugad Lawin, when he and his men tore up their cedulas and shouted, "Long live the Philippines." Now, if you're wondering, what the heck's a cedula? Back then, it was kind of a colonial ID and tax certificate. you had to carry it to prove you'd paid the Spanish poll tax. Without it, you couldn't travel, you couldn't work, or do official business. In short, it was a daily reminder that you were under Spanish control. So when Bonifacio and the Katipunan ripped up their cedulas, it wasn't just tearing paper. It was tearing up Spain's authority, a bold, open declaration of revolution. And for my viewers in the US, you could compare it to the Boston Tea Party. Just like the American colonists dumped British tea into the harbor to reject unfair taxation, Filipinos tore up their cedulas to reject Spanish oppression. Both were symbolic acts of defiance that lit the fires of revolution. And then there's Emilio Aguinaldo, the first president of the Philippines. On June 12, 1898, he declared independence and raised the Philippine flag in Kawit Cavite. What's even more fascinating is that Aguinaldo himself helped design the Philippine flag. While he was in exile in Hong Kong, he commissioned Marcela Agoncillo, her daughter Lorenza, and Delfina Herbosa de Natividad, who was the niece of José Rizal, to sew the very first flag by hand. That flag, with its sun, stars, blue for peace, red for valor, is the same flag that's flown today. Another interesting thing about the flag, going off topic here, that I found, like Philippines is one of the, I didn't really research it that hard, but I think it's one of the only countries, if not the only country, that will fly its flag upside down. If the Philippines are at war, then they fly the flag with the red on top. If they're at peace, it's flown with the blue on top. I thought that was an interesting fact, and I figured I'd share it with y'all. So imagine being there that day in Kuwait, seeing the flag raised for the first time, and hearing the anthem for the very first time as well, because the national anthem was written, before the flag was made, and it was all kind of presented all at once. And I'm gonna do something a little bit unusual here. If you guys would stand. Oh, wait, why is this? Hold on. Hey, stop. All right. My speaker's not on. Let's try that again. Okay. And we'll get this back up. And for the foreigners that are here that don't know, and this is important to know, when if you're if you're somewhere where the Philippine national anthem is played, then you have to stand up, face the flag if it's being presented. If not, then you'll face wherever the music or the conductor is. Remove your hat, stand at attention. You don't have to put your hand over the heart, but it's respectful. Like Filipinos will, it's, if you're from the U.S., you treat it the same as our national anthem. And the difference between the Philippines and the U.S. is if you show disrespect to the flag, if you don't stand, if you know, you don't treat the national anthem and the flag, excuse me, with respect, then you can be fined or even face jail time. So foreigners that's watching, if you're ever at a public event where the Philippine national anthem is being played, like, don't be laughing or joking or mocking. Be respectful, stand, be quiet, and be respectful of, you know, the heroes that fought and died for the Philippines to be an independent nation and respect their flag and national anthem. So we'll get back to the topic. Hey, Rhoda. The question I had about Aguinaldo is, do you think that Aguinaldo is remembered fairly in history, or do you think there's too much focus on the potential controversies surrounding him? Let me know in the chat. Hold on. Get caught up. Okay, where was I? All right. That was the 3 I had, but I had more. Hello, babe. I had more. Hold on. Where is the rest of my notes? Fortune said Aguinaldo is not revered in the same level as Rizal and Bonifacio. Yeah, and that's true. And since I'm off script now, I'm just gonna talk at random. But yeah, like, I kind of wanted to wait for other people to kind of give their opinions on the matter, but I'll give mine. Like, to me, of the 3, like Rizal, Dr. Jose Rizal is, from what I've studied on all of them, is the one that, you know, I have the most respect for. And I think that's more my nature because, you know, I'm more of a non-violent person, and you know, there's that saying, you know, the truth will set you free, and that's what Rizal did. Like, he just spoke the truth, and, you know, inspired other people. In fact, whenever the Katipunan, you know, were going to openly rebel against the Spanish, they asked for Rizal's advice, or, you know, what he thought, and he told them, you know, that they should wait, and, you know, it wasn't the right time, and you know, to practice patience. But let's see. All right, let me catch up. Let's see where we're. Fortune said his day, Aguinaldo, is just a provincial holiday, while the other two are national holidays. Yeah. Neil said hello. Uh, what is the national flower? I don't know. Rhoda, what's the Philippines' national flower? Bert says, what's up? Hey, Bert. Go Saints. And hey, that's another thing. Did anyone even notice the switch? I don't remember who was watching when I started playing the national anthem, but you might have missed the little sleight of hand because before the anthem started, I was wearing this hat, and I changed during the national anthem. Bert, stop it right. Wait, hold on. Wait. Sampaguita is the national flower. Okay, Rhoda, that's cool. Harry Bird, did you hear about the Pawnee Indian possessed by an owl spirit? I did not hear that. Were you waiting for me to say who? Who? Bert says, stop it, Ray. Sampaguita is the white flower they sell in the street as a garland. Okay, Fortune. I give you gumamela. I don't know what that is. You are funny. Thanks, Rhoda. National flower is gumamela. I don't know what gumamela is. But, yeah, I had more in my script, and I don't know why it all disappeared, but I do have different sections about about all the heroes and the national anthem, the flag, like the flag, the design of the Philippines flag, is an 8-pointed star. The eight points or rays symbolize the 8 provinces, the original 8 provinces that rebelled against Spanish rule. And then, it has the triangle with the 3 stars in the corner, and those 3 stars represent the 3 major regions of the Philippines. There's one for Luzon, one for Visayas, and one for Mindanao. And then, of course, I already mentioned, the red is for valor and blue is for peace. And again, I thought it was kind of cool that, the Philippines, flies their flag opposite in times of war. I just found that interesting. Oh, okay. Dezel TV's here. Hold on. Wait. Dezel TV. I put you as a moderator. So anybody that has a channel and are not subscribed to Dezel TV, or pretty much everybody that's in blue, because most of them have channels, then go ahead and click on their little icon and choose the option go to channel to subscribe, because this is a community of support, and we have to support each other. I was actually this kind of ties in. I'm going to tell a short story about just about an hour ago. I was actually thinking about Dezel, or Gino from Dezel TV, during this story. But so I've been studying, Filipino history and the history of of National Heroes Day since yesterday. Like whenever I found out today was going to be National Heroes Day, I started researching everything about it. And another cool thing, it's like National Heroes Day is not just about, you know, the uh, the historical heroes, but also, you know, all of the unsung heroes that help make Philippines the country it is, and the modern day heroes, your you know, your nurses, your like during, you know, during COVID times, like, you know, the frontline workers and nurses, like they were all heroes. The the OFWs that, you know, go off to foreign lands to work and send money back to support their families in the Philippines, they're heroes. Um, just, you know, everybody can. The to me, the cool thing about National Heroes Day in the Philippines is that anybody can be a hero. You know, you just have to want to make a difference and do your best. And, you know, uh, it's like the nurses during the times of COVID. I read somewhere there was a saying, you know, like, you know, all heroes don't wear capes. Some heroes wear scrubs, you know. So shout out Philippine nurses. But anyway, back to my story. I got off the topic. I wanted to go to McDonald's, and I walked downstairs, and you know there was, you know, a security guard that, you know, stands at the door of my building, and you know, he was saying, hey, you know, hey, hello, sir. And I walked up to him and I put my hand out and I shook his hand and I said, thank you for being a hero. Like, and you know, it's a small thing. You know, he's just guarding an entrance to the building, and you know, I'm sure 99% of the time there's absolutely nothing that's going to happen, and he's just there. But he's there in case something does happen, and he's there. Like, sometimes being a hero doesn't mean like doing something amazing. It's just about, you know, being there, being available, you know. Um, so anyway, I walked to McDonald's, and this is the part where I thought about Gino, because I ordered a quarter pounder with cheese, and that's Gino's favorite McDonald's hamburger. And you know, Gino, mine wasn't dry. Mine was actually pretty good. Gino was complaining he had to put tomatoes on his quarter pounders because they would be dry. But so I'm walking back, and I get on the elevator to come back upstairs, and there's a family there. Um, well, actually, let me tell you a story. Like in McDonald's, when I was in McDonald's, like I was waiting, you know, for my takeout order, and there was a little girl. They had like the little McDonald's play place in the back, and there was this little girl that was just raising a ruckus, yelling and yelling, and you know, so I walked back there to see what was going on, and you know, the families, they saw me coming, and they were like smiling. They were like pointing at the kid, telling the kids, pointing at me, you know, coming their way. I guess like I was gonna scare them or something, but I got there and I said to the little loud girl looked at me, and I said, what's going on here? What's going on? What's the problem? What are you doing? Anyway, she stopped yelling, and then she was like blocking the slide. Like all the other little kids couldn't go down the slide because she was holding it and she was yelling. Anyway, so she got out of the way, and then all the little kids were coming down the slide, and there was these cutest there were little twin girls. Like they were dressed exactly the same. Their hair was done exactly the same. Like if you would have videotaped it, it would have looked like a looped image. like of them coming down the slide because it was one after another. But but I kept saying, I was like, good job, and the little girls were giving me little thumbs up. But anyway, that's a little cute story. So I'm coming back with my food, and I get on the elevator, and there's a family that's riding on the elevator up with me, and it's two kids and the mom and the dad, and and I I said to the dad, I said, excuse me, and I got his attention, and he looked at me. I said, has anybody told you you're a hero today? And he said no, and I looked at his wife and family, and I said, shame on y'all. I said, this man is here for his family, and takes care of y'all. This man is a hero, and it's the mom's a hero too. She's taking care of the kids. Don't get me wrong. It's not a chauvinist thing, but we recognize moms all the time. Like, I know in the U.S., I know I'm rambling, going all over different stuff today, but like in the U.S., like Mother's Day is, I want to say it's like the third or fourth, most celebrated holiday in the U.S. And like Father's Day is like, I don't know, 15th, something like that. It's like, so a lot of times fathers don't, kind of get the respect they deserve. So shout out all you fathers out there. And then I came back in and I ate my non-dry quarter pounder with cheese. And so, yeah, let me go to the comments, see where we're at. Bert said, you always say Ernie way like Sesame Street. Yeah, it's just a thing now, Bert. Hey, Bert. Neil saying hey to Gino. Gino saying hey to Niels. James said, is there a national bird? Bert said, Ray, you are a good student. Yeah, I mean, I love learning new things. And, that's one of the fun things that I have whenever I'm, making a YouTube video is, for at least a day, I'm studying, and like in the process of studying for the video, then it'll raise questions to me. So then I'll have to find the answers to those questions, and because I know someone's going to ask, so I try to be prepared to like become knowledgeable enough about it to pass that along. And it may not be as interesting for everybody else as it is to me, but like I find things fascinating. Vanilla Gorilla, that's Martin. Hey, Martin, how are you doing this evening? Yeah, the Philippine eagle is the national bird. I should have known that. It's the bird that's on the 1,000 peso bill. James, when you come over here, just look on the 1,000 peso bill. That's the national bird. Okay, Rhoda subscribed to Dazzle. Awesome. It's when Filipinos told the Spanish government enough is enough. Yeah, and it lasted quite a while. The Philippine eagle hunts in pairs. Didn't know that. Is it like a male and a female bird that hunt together, or what is it? Babe says hi, babe. G-Dub said, who dat? Hey, G-Dub. Gary Walker, I love this topic, but just got here. That's all right, G-Dub. Like we can go back and forth in it. I've got lots of notes. You tell me what part of this you want to talk about, and like I couldn't find my notes for my actual script, but I've got all my side notes because I had it. Let me show you. Like I have it pulled up for all the topic, everything about José Rizal, Emilio Aguinaldo, Andres Bonifacio, uh, Lupang Hinarang. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's the Philippine national anthem, and I've got a section pulled up about the Philippine flag. Um, so any of those topics, I could look back. G-Dub said, Gino, I've been a sub since like 2021, I think. Does your wife throw a mean game of cornhole? Bags, whatever you call it. Also, are you retired U.S. Air Force, right? Yeah, Gino's retired Air Force. Uh, I looked up, before I came to the Philippines, I like playing cornhole. And I looked up and I saw they had like leagues. I don't know if they're very common, but there are people here that play cornhole. And it's called cornhole because the you know, it's kind of a misnomer. Like bean bags are filled with beans. Cornhole bean bags are, you know, traditionally filled with corn kernels. That's why they're, and then you throw the corn bag into a hole, and so it's cornhole. Bert, it offends me. What? Oh, me calling, saying, hey, Bert? Okay, I just did it. Sorry about that. Von Dormo said, hi. Oh, yes, sir. I asked Gino if I can be his moderator, but he is too concerned with his safety. Oh, Bert asked Gino. Poe, you reporting for duty, sir. Good evening, Poe. 10th light. How's the day, Sir Ray? It's good, Pogie. Pogie is, I'm Pogie covering Cavite. Pogie is in Zambales, Subic area. Well, what's it? Who's my Pogie in Cebu? I'll know it if he comes in. Fortune, Julian Felipe is composer. Jose Palma is lyricist. Okay, for the national anthem. Pogie, you precisely, sir. Those are unsung heroes existing until now to your heart, mind, and soul for the liberty and freedom of each Filipino. Yes, sir, Super Zabales. Yes, Dazel is a very good cornhole player, and yes, he's retired Air Force. Audio is distorted. Oh no, that's no good. Is the audio still distorted now, Bert? Let me close this window in case this starts rattling, and maybe we'll get rid of some of the distortion. I hear the wind whistling. Maybe that's not shut good. There we go. Maybe we're getting some distortion from outside. Rhoda said, okay, on your device, Filipinos are treated like dirt. Not by me. And you know, I'm not trying to blow my own horn or anything, but I believe that, you know, here's the thing. I chose to be here. Being in the Philippines is my choice. And if it's my choice to be here, then, you know, I want to learn, you know, how to interact with my chosen home the right way. We talk about, you know, so who was before the Spanish? Like all the different nations that occupied the Philippines, whether it's Spanish, like the British occupied Manila for a long period of time. I think the Portuguese at one point, the Indonesians, occupied part of southern Philippines, the Americans. Anyway, like I am occupying the Philippines. The only difference is, like, I don't want my occupation of the Philippines to be viewed as a negative by the Filipinos. That, I'm here to, bring positivity, like not oppress anybody. Like I'm not gonna treat Filipinos like dirt because, I have respect for Filipinos because they are gracious hosts for me being in their country. And that's just my opinion. Okay. Let's see. Rose live. Neil said not by me either. Yeah, like I think most of the foreigners that would be coming in my live chat are all very respectful and of Filipinos. Poe said, "What do you mean, Bert? Our forefathers had enough. Spain raped our women." Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's happened, to every country that's been occupied and at war. I mean, and way back in time, like in the U.S., I'm sure that British soldiers were raping American women. It's it's not right, but it unfortunately it happens. Like everybody's not a good person when they're given the opportunity to not be a good person. Like I hope always in my life that I'm always going to be a good person because like that's the person I choose to be and not because I'm forced to be. Like if that makes sense. Let's see. Bert said they ate them like watermelon and spit the seeds out. Today is the day to say thank you for keeping the Spanish people to stop the rape. Because of that, Saray, I humbly submit my gratitude to you as recognizing the ethnicity of the Filipino. Pinoys got fed up. And they should, Bert. Like, Filipinos have endured like a lot of mistreatment, in their history. And they deserve to be happy. Like, and I'm definitely on the side of promoting happiness. Like I want everybody to be happy. Bert said, Ray, let's focus on Philippines. Wait, hold on. Wait, I got some. Fortune said the Spanish people that were sent here, like the friars and the military personnel, were not the better Spaniards. They sent to the islands those they want out of Spain, hence the treatment. That's also true, Fortune. Like I read, it's the same as Australia. When Australia was a colonial, place, like the British, sent a lot of undesirables, and the Spanish did the same thing with the Philippines. Like a lot of the undesirable Spaniards were sent to the Philippines, and to colonize. So, if you get the worst from a culture and plop it down with hardly any rule of law, bad things are going to happen, and it doesn't excuse it. It just it's just terrible. Let's focus on Philippines, not U.S. or U.K. Yeah, I hear you, Bert, and it's about Filipino Heroes Day, but in the Philippines, like I'm not giving this history lesson to Filipinos. Like you guys, you know, went to school, learned it in school, know more than me. So if I'm, you know, explaining, uh, you know, the treatment and what was going on with, you know, the Philippines to a foreign audience, then I have to give them some comparables, and that's why I mentioned, you know, like when the Katipunan, you know, ripped up their cedulas, you know, like to explain the significance to like someone from America, like they know, you know, about the Boston Tea Party. So I make those comparisons just so that they could get a better feeling for, you know, the significance of that act, things like that. Bert said we won the fight. Yeah, no, and I said, you know, the Katipunan you know, fought bravely and you know, stood up to their oppressors, and you know, the Filipinos, you know, paid a heavy price for their independence, and it should be celebrated. It's I stood for the national anthem. Like I'm not here to, you know, compare, you know, who has more national pride. I know Filipinos do, and they have every right to have national pride, and that's what we're here celebrating today, National Heroes Day. Let's see. G-Dub said, congrats to Miss Alexander Ela for her incredible win, and also the two Bacolod teams showing in the Little League World Series softball division. Amazing. Awesome. That is awesome, Gary. Navy woman. Hey, young man from Tagaytay, Philippines. How are you, Sir Ray? How's the weather in Tagaytay, sir? It's good, Amy. It is, you know, it is a little windy here, but, you know, as far as, like, you know, I walked over to McDonald's, it wasn't raining, nice cool day. There was a restaurant playing some Air Supply, and I was singing along. Good day. It was, you know, I was happy today. You know, walking outside, talking to people, and you know, just living in the Philippines and enjoying my life, and you know, smiling at people. Like, I'm happy to be here. That's why you know, it's why I'm learning about, you know, this all came about because I was walking out yesterday, and you know, Tagaytay is a tourist area. I mean, everybody knows that. But normally, you know, around Sunday, you know, people are leaving Tagaytay, and it was like Sunday evening. I was walking outside, and it was really crowded. And I mentioned to somebody, I said, wow, it's really crowded here right now. And they said, yeah, it's a long weekend. And I said, you know, Monday is National Heroes Day, and it intrigued me. And so I started looking about National Heroes Day. Spain did not want the world to know that the brown people kicked their ass, so Spain agreed to settle it with the white. Okay. I mean, like it's, you know, I was, and Bert, I hope you don't think I'm, you know, talking about the U.S., but, you know, this is how I relate because I'm an American. And you know, the especially the initial U.S. involvement in the Philippines, like right after, you know, you know, the Spanish American, Spanish Filipino War concluded, and you know, the U.S. came in, and you know, their behavior in the early days were not good, but I was actually proud of, you know, the U.S. involvement with, you know, helping rebuild the Philippines, and setting a independent state for the Philippines, where, you know, it gave the Philippines time to, you know, create their own government and get everything in place, you know, because, you know, basically, you know, creating an entire governmental system from scratch, you know, is not an overnight process. So, you know, the U.S. wasn't perfect with, you know, helping the Philippines, you know, have a great start with independence, but they weren't like the Spanish. So anyway, which was the Americans. And that way, Spain, rather to lose against a fellow white country versus a brown third world country. Okay. Well, Fortune said, I agree with Bert. The Spanish forces in 1896 here were already depleted, fighting other wars, and the Pinoys would have defeated them. Yeah, absolutely. But um, Amy saying, hi to Rhoda. Bert, it all about boils down to imperialism. Yeah, Bert. I mean, everywhere in the the world, like there, especially during that time period, like everywhere was part of, you know, a colonial type empire system. You know, the Dutch had, I think the Dutch were in Malaysia or something like that. They were, like, the Dutch were fighting the Spanish. Um, to, wait, they want to take over the world, but our strong Filipino pride. Filipinos don't want others to run their country. No, nor should they. Fortune, the big area declared no classes tomorrow due to the coming typhoon Jacinto. Be safe, everyone. Where is Jacinto going to hit, Fortune? Uh, Today is a very important day for our ancestors. Absolutely. Yeah, that's why I'm, you know, acknowledging that on this live stream. Like you know, I took the time to, you know, to, you know, I mean, give me at least, Bert, give me at least a little credit. Like the majority, well, I'm not going to say the majority, but I imagine there are a lot of foreigners that are over here living in the Philippines right now, that if they don't have like kids that are in school or something like that, if they're just a single foreigner living over here like I am, they probably have no idea today is National Heroes Day or the significance of it, or took the time to find out what the significance of today was for the Filipinos. So, like, hopefully you give me a little bit of credit, Bert, that, you know, at least I care. Uh, Americans Philippines. We're very interested here in the Philippines because of the strategic position of the world route. Jim B. Jim B.E. Right in the Philippines. Good evening. Good evening, Jim. Amy says hi to Jim. Philippines was very important in the U.S. goals. Welcome here to Sir Ray's channel. Thank you, Amy. Filipinos do not want war. Yeah, and you know the like I don't want this, like, this is to celebrate National Heroes Day, and I don't want to make this a debate about, you know, who's right and who's wrong. Like, this is only about right. You know, the Filipino heroes are what we're celebrating. Like, talking about other countries negatively doesn't do any good. Like, we're here to celebrate Filipino heroes, both historically and, you know, those people that are heroes today, and hopefully, you know, start a discussion on, you know, how we can be heroes ourselves. Like, what can we do each day that makes a difference? And I think that's the most important aspect of National Heroes Day is, you know, celebrating heroes and aspiring to be heroes in everyday life and make the Philippines, you know, better and better each day. That's what I think. Let's see. Wait a moment. Okay, Amy, I invite Jim here, sir. So to make it short, wait, hold on. Jim said, hi, Amy, have a wonderful Heroes Day. Thanks for being here, Jim. I appreciate you. Fortune said, Bacol to Northwest could pass Metro Manila, Central Luzon. Okay. So the typhoon is gonna hit Bacol, the northwest part of Bacol, and could travel through Manila. That's good information, Fortune. I appreciate you. Bert said today is a celebration for the Filipino people for Spanish to get the F out of our land. Yep, the Filipino people deserve to have their own country. Gita Bray Bird is so knowledgeable about his country's history. Maybe have him on an interview. He seems so proud and informed. Sure. Where are you at, Bert? I forgot. Fortune, you are not focused. I don't know what that means, Bert. Jim said, thank you, Navy Woman, for inviting me. I seen Ray in your live stream. Yeah, I try and support, you know, everybody that supports my channel as much as I can. I just think it's the way to be. Fortune, just in, Batangas and Cavite added to the list of no classes. What is, oh, for no classes because of the typhoon. Okay. And that is cool, you know, like, you know, I mean, I live in Cavite, and, you know, finding out that you know, the first time that the flag was raised and the national anthem played was in Kuwait, Cavite, like, it's not very patriotic, but like every once in a while I get a ride there to play poker. I play poker in Kuwait, Cavite, and you know, all the time, you know, the 3 or 4 times that I've been there, like I never knew that it had that kind of historical significance in Philippines history. So, you know, next time I go, then it'll be cool, you know, that I know that. Let's see. G-Dub said, hey, Fortune, Bicol Express is my favorite Filipino dish. You know, I don't think I've had Bicol Express yet. It's on my list to try. Fortune said, nice, Gary, so you would like spicy food, great with beer. I don't know about Gary, but I'm from Louisiana. Like, I like spicy food. Jim, is the hat team, who I think it is, Pittsburgh? No, New Orleans. New Orleans Saints. I got it there too, Jim. I'm diehard Saints fan. Who dat? Whenever you hear me say who dat, that's like a Saints thing. Fortune, there used to be a train line to Legazpi, Albay from Manila, but now some of the tracks are gone. They call that Bicol Express, and then that dish was named after that. Okay, good history there, Fortune. Nagacam Sur to Legazpi, Albay is still operating. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that the dish was named after the train line. That's cool. Jim said, B, New Orleans Saints, haha, who dat? That's Bago. Bago. New Orleans. Oh, okay. Instead of B Orleans, you meant New Orleans. Yeah. But if you're from New Orleans, Jim, then you'd say Nolans. Nawlins. Nolans. Nolans, Louisiana. Drinking coffee in my Hello Kitty cup. In my Hello Kitty cup. Yeah, I'm weird. I created Jim said, I have a good friend from Alabama. What's their phrase? Roll Tide. Yeah, Roll Tide is Alabama. Gino said, I lived in Shreveport, Louisiana, 91, 95. So you, see, you were in the Air Force, so you were at Barksdale Air Force Base, because I lived in Shreveport, Louisiana. And Barksdale is over in Bossier City. There's like Shreveport, Bossier City, or like, you know, right there together. There's just the Red River separates the two. Ray, we Filipinos just want to live our ways. I completely support that. You know, I, you know, pretty much made it clear I'm not here to change anybody. I want everybody. In fact, I want everybody to live in whatever way makes them happy. Like if whatever you're doing, however you're living your life, if you're truly happy, I've got nothing bad to say about it. Like, that's all I want for you, is to live your life and be happy. James Harmon, hello song. Yeah, I got a theme song for drinking coffee. Hold on, do I got it on here? Let me see. I think it'd be on this one. Well, wait. Where is? It should be on here. Oh, wait. Am I not connected to Wi-Fi, or is this not on? All right. Let's get some music going. Got a little dance break. All right, that's enough of that. But yeah, I've got my own Hello Coffee and a Hello Kitty Cup theme song. Fortune says, Ray, after Aguinaldo declared independence June 12th, 1898 in his mansion, his first Malacanang is in a house that's 200 meters away from our house in Bacoor. Cool. Gino said, yeah, I stationed Barksdale. That's awesome. I've been on Barksdale numerous times. Amy said, thanks, Sir Jim. You are honored to be here, Sir Ray's Jim. Thank you, Navy, for bringing a +1. Bringing a +1 to the party. Bert said, I hope you won't kick me out of your channel. Why would I kick you out of your channel, Bert? Like, you know, you're passionate about, you know, your beliefs, and like you know, I believe in people being allowed to believe whatever they want to believe. And you know, I would never kick someone out of my channel for like not believing the same things I do, or not thinking the same way I do, or if they think I'm ugly or got funny teeth or bald headed, or like like, you know, if we got rid of everybody in society that, you know, wasn't exactly like us, we would be alone in the world. So, like, you're all right, Bert. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with you, Bert. Jim, amen, Ray. Poggy saying hi to Navy woman with pink wavy hands. Poggy saying hi to Amy, but no pink wavy hands. Where's Amy? Where is the pink wavy hands for Poggy? Doing good. Jim said, Shouty, Mabuti, Amy, Jammers. I have no idea what all that means. Shouty, Mabuti. Mabuti's good, Amy. Shouty, good, Amy. Jammers. I think it's an inside joke, and I'm not on the inside. Bert, Ray, I may have gone too much history, but we know history is told by other people's views. Yeah, and I hope I didn't give the impression that I was, you know, telling, you know, history of the Philippines, you know, by doing anything other than, you know, celebrating, you know, the bravery and courage of the Filipino people. Because, you know, that was my intention. I hope it came across that way. Were you watching at the beginning, Bert? Who knows who's telling the truth, right? Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Bert. And I try to, you know, research, you know, from different angles to kind of get the whole story, you know. Sometimes if you just take, you know, one source of information, you know, it may not always be 100% reliable. So I get what you're saying, Bert. Pogi, the dancing king of the Philippines, nonetheless, Sir Ray Moore. Pepper. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna look at it or not. I was when I was another thing when I was coming back from McDonald's. There was some girls that they were doing like some kind of TikTok video thing outside, and I was walking by and they were like looking at the camera to see the footage, and while their backs were turned behind them, I was like doing this, and they turned around and they started laughing, and I told them, I said, yeah, go look at I told them my YouTube channel. I said, go look at my boodots. Let's see. Bert said, I enjoy your video. Hey, no, like I said, no problem, Bert. You're all right. It's jammers, but my cooking almost burned. Jammers. What is jammers? I needs to know. He wants to dance in Sir Pogi, laba laba move. Bert, I believe you are a great person and you have nothing to do with what happened 500 years ago. Thanks, Bert. Yeah, like, like I said, I'm not gonna dispute like any kind of wrongdoing that you can claim about, other countries. You're perfectly justified. Um, my my point, and it doesn't make it right, but what I was saying is like, pretty much every country has, had a period of history like that, and the Philippines have definitely had, more than their share of, being oppressed, and the Filipino people are very resilient, and I'm proud to be in your country, and I am never going to do anything to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always going to be positive in the Philippines and positive towards Filipino people, and thankful for allowing me to be here. Oh. Let's see. Fortune, by December 1998, Treaty of Paris became Pinoy's versus U.S. Wait. Aguinaldo, 1898. Aguinaldo moved from Bacoor, Cavite to Malolos, Bulacan, and had the Malolos Republic there in Barasoan Church. Okay. Yeah, I could look up. I've got Aguinaldo pulled up. I could probably find the new moves, Laba Laba move. I didn't hear that before. Pokey, you didn't ever see my Lullaby Boodats. Bert, Fortune, let's live on, dude. Bert, let's just say thank you for Ray. Thanks, Bert. Pogi, a booty good, Movian. Yeah, I knew Booty was good, but I don't know what else they were talking about up there. I wasn't part of that conversation, Pogi. There was an inside joke between Amy and Jim. Amy said, watch my live stream sometime. I have his video, Laba Moves with Soraya. Yeah, I was on there on Amy's live stream, and Amy had my dancing short going, and she was like playing the dancing short on her live stream. Jim said, yeah, I saw that dance with Amy. Okay, everyone, I think I did not subscribe yet. What is your channel? Pogi, you've got the you're in blue and Amy's in blue, Navy Woman. Just click on her icon, Navy Woman's icon, and it'll bring up a menu, and you can choose go to channel, and then from there just hit subscribe, and then hit the back button, and you're back here. Easy peasy. I like to make it easy for people to join each other's channels. If you have a channel and you're on here, let me know if you're not in blue, so I can put you in blue so people can easily join your channel. Pogie say, can you lay your channel here to serve channel? G-Dub, Ray said it well. I second the gratitude for your generosity in letting us visit. Yeah, G-Dub, like, you know, everybody should have that attitude. If they, you know, it's you know, nobody invited us. You know, no one came to the U.S. or wherever the foreigners from and said, please come to our country and you know, share your wisdom with us. No one did that. You know, we saw what the Philippines had to offer, and we made a decision. Yeah, I want some of that life in my life, and made a choice to come here. So foreigners that come here and then complain about stuff and this should change and that should change, they just need to shut up. Be grateful. Like, you know, if it wasn't where you wanted to be, then you should have stayed where you were or went somewhere else or found somewhere more suitable to you. Like, you know, I mean, there's things that annoy, but I mean, no matter where I'm at in the world, there's going to be things that annoy me. But everybody's not the same, and you have to accept situations and people for who and what they are, and you know, adapt. You know, all you can worry about is like being the best person you can be. You can't change everybody else or anything else. Like, the only thing you can change is yourself. Change your mentality, change your attitude. Be positive. Look for good things in life and celebrate them. And not walk around looking for something to complain about, because that is a terrible life. Why would you want to do that? If you're walking around like looking for things to complain about, your life is terrible. Stop doing that. Stop living that life. You know, look for the good. Okay, wait. So I'll do that. I was already subscribed. Okay, I thought you were probably already subscribed. Saray is a good dancer as well. Really, Sir Jim? Did you watch him with Laba Laba? Filipino hospitality, as we're known for, says Pogie. Absolutely. Jim said, yes, Ray, it's to protect the Filipino citizens living our best lives. Absolutely. I want everybody to live their best life. Pogie, you're correct, Jim, 100%. Jim, what is Laba Laba? It's that laundry washing moves. I guess that's what she's calling Laba Laba, Jim. I thought it was Lalaba. Like, I know Lalaba is washing, and then the Budats is like, you know, the dancing. So I was doing Lalaba Budats. Pogie, I never heard that before, the Laba Laba move. Who's the creator of that dance move? Right here, Pogie. I'm the Laba Laba man. I'm gonna make a song, Mr. Laba Laba. They call me Oh no, that's already a song, isn't it? They call me Mr. Boombastic, or however it goes. Bert said, "Where was this video at, Ray?" It was on a live. There's a live stream. I have a live stream that's called like Lalaba Budats. But to save you the trouble of searching through that whole live stream, if you just want to see the dancing that they're talking about, then on my channel, look at my shorts, and it'll be like my latest shorts. There's like 2 different versions of the dancing. That's only like not even a minute. Master, Jim says, Mr. Bombastic, Mr. Laba Laba. I know it's supposed to be Mr. Lover Lover. Bert, please show us. Okay. Yeah, no, it's, I already put it out there, and I'm, you, like, if you guys stick with me, probably, you know, within the next 10 days, I'm going to be over in Ackland, and I can promise you that there will be dancing. Like, because wherever I go, like, if nobody's dancing when I get there, then they'll be dancing before I leave, because we're going to have some music, we're going to have dancing, we're going to have a good time. I'm bringing the energy. Bringing the energy down to Ackland. Bert, you make me alive, dude. I'm not gay, but nothing against gay folks. Hey, I appreciate you, Bert. No, and like, you know, I get, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, connecting with someone that has positive energy. Like, that's a good thing. Like, you know, I want everybody to be happy and, you know, like, enjoy. I want everybody to enjoy being their self, being their authentic self when they're around me, not feeling judged, you know, not feeling like they're being viewed critically, or, you know, anything like that. You know, it's like, if you're around me, like, I'm a safe space. Like, be the weirdo that you are, and, you know, I may laugh at you, but I'm also gonna give you plenty of opportunities to laugh at me. It's not that serious. Let's see. Amy's going to eat, because that's what Filipinos do. They're what was that? What was that rule? That movie Gremlins. It's like, you don't get them wet and you don't feed them after midnight or something like that. There ought to be some way to, like, you know, make some sort of Gremlins tie-in with, you know, having to feed Filipinos, or else they turn into gremlins or something like that. I don't know. Bert said, I am Filipino and love to watch fun stuff. I do too. Like, I don't know why people watch the news. I never watch the news. Like, it's just a bunch of depressing shit that I can't do anything about. Like, you know, if there's some sort of danger around me, then I kind of depend on my phone to let me know. You know, give me an alert. But I'm not watching the news because, like I said, it's all these stories about stuff that I have no control over. I would rather spend that time focusing my energy on the area around me and how I can make the area around me better, because that's something I can control. But, you know, the crisis in the Middle East and all that, I can't do nothing about that. Like, I hope they figure it out. Whoever has control over, you know, these situations that's being reported on the news, I hope the people in charge that have control, I hope they can figure it out. But that's not me, so I'll leave it to them. Navy girl, are you Filipina? Yeah, Navy. I don't know where Amy's from, but yeah, Gary, you should definitely subscribe to Navy Woman's channel. But I think she's still in the Navy, like a reserve, Philippine Navy. Vanilla Gorilla. Martin says, if my wife doesn't eat on time, she gets lightheaded and thinks she's going to die. That's funny, Martin. Bert, you should be working along with the Tagaytay municipality. Nah, I don't need any kind of response. I'm not good with responsibility, Bert. I would just like, you know, if for some reason they decided to give a foreigner like some kind of job in the local government, like I don't know, I would, you know, enact like weekly dance festivals or something. Like, yeah, that'll make things better. Like, very irresponsible governance if, you know, this guy was in charge. Like, it would, you know, just be, you know, how can we have more fun? That would be my view on policy. Gita said, Ray, can we ask Sir Bert, Poe, Gina, and others here who their top 3 Filipino heroes are? Yeah, I asked Gino. Okay, is Gino still here? Yeah, I asked that question earlier in the chat. Like nobody answered any of the questions that I asked. You're supposed to ask like questions to get like chat engagement and participation. Yeah, y'all didn't answer any of my questions. uh, uh, Bert said, Mother, Father, Ray, and the P. Oh, okay. Gino's still here. Oh, James is here. Hey, James. I don't watch the news anymore. Yeah, I don't either, James. Gita, I was late. My bad. Oh, no worries. Yeah, let me see if I've got I have a list here. Let me find my list of questions. If any of you guys want to answer wait, where are my questions? All right. My first question. Hold on. My first question was, where's everybody watching from? And then, who do you think is the greatest Philippine hero? Rizal, Bonifacio, Aguinaldo, or someone else? Then I asked if you're not from the Philippines, do you have a National Hero Day or similar holiday in your country? Then when in the section about Jose Rizal, I asked, do you think words are stronger than weapons when it comes to enacting real change in a country? So do you think that it's you know, philosophy shift or show of force that causes like greater change in a society or a country? Do do do. I asked, do you think Aguinaldo is remembered fairly, or do people focus too much on the controversies around him? And then, in my closing, I didn't get to that one was, what's one heroic act you've seen recently, big or small, that you've personally witnessed? Okay, wait, okay. James is watching from Bomban, Tarlac. Gino said Manny Pacquiao, chess master Eugene Torre, Peng Nepomuceno, pro bowler. are my Filipino heroes. Awesome, Gino. Like those are, you know, it's and it, you know, it you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having sports figures as national heroes because you know they're representing excellence in something for their country. And it's like, you know, hey, I'm a Filipino and I am excellent at this, and you know, brings recognition. So, you know, they're definitely you know, good heroes that, you know, Filipinos can look up to. You know, young Filipinos, you know, give them an inspiration to strive to, you know, to be better. You know, those are heroes. Like, you know, anybody that inspires another person to greatness or even betterness. Like, if you inspire someone to be, to want to be better than they are right now, you're a hero. G-Dub said, thanks, Gino. Gino, did you see what Alex did yesterday in tennis? Yeah, I don't follow tennis. Like, I'm after this, I'm gonna have to research Filipino NFL players because that's what I would know. Like, the only sport I really watch is the NFL. I'll watch college football, but you know, all the other sports, they play too many games. It's just not engaging for me. Gino said, I saw the replay, Gary. What a third set tiebreaker. Cool. G-Dub said, that's a damn good response, Ray. Thanks, G-Dub. I appreciate you. I disagree with his choice. So give us yours, Bert. Who's your current heroes? Air Force personnel always want to play safe. All right, Bert. What do you got for me? Who do you view as a hero? And I mean, you can pick any of the three. Like like I said, because I don't know too much about, you know, current Filipino heroes, but you know, I gave my choice was Jose Rizal, just because, you know, and you know, I didn't even go into all, like, Jose Rizal lived in, you know, multiple different countries, and whatever country he was in, you know, I mean, his writing was, you know, about the oppression of the Filipino people, but his actions, like, you know, he was I mean, he was a doctor and ophthalmologist, and, you know, helping cure people, but he was also helping with, like, building irrigation systems in places that he was living to help people. Like, just from what I read about him, like, he was a truly great man. You know, he didn't just, you know, write books about, you know, doing the right thing. Like, he lived doing the right thing. He, you know, wherever he was in the world, like, he was contributing to the people around him, and that's awesome. Let's see. Okay, Alex Ela is a female tennis player, right? Okay. Cool. I don't know anything about tennis, other than I can't play. I'm too white and slow. Bert said Rodrigo Duterte. Duterte, am I saying that right? James says, got to go. Billy waking up. I have to make her coffee. Happy wife, happy life. I hear you, James. Tell Billy, give Billy a hug for me. Love y'all. Bert said former President Marcos, Pope John Paul II. Period. Okay. Jim, I don't know what Jim doing. What emoji is that, Jim? You got some weird emojis. I'd like a little yellow ghost dude holding a mint leaf or something. It's a minty ghost. Ghost mint. I don't know what that emoji is supposed to say. G-Dub said, thanks, Bert. Bert, I have nothing better to do but go on Google and read. Jim sending more emojis. Bert said hi again. Bert, hey Bert. Trying not to do it, but it is like ingrained. I can't help it. Like, are you really offended the way I say, hey Bert? Because, if I do it, like if you say it offends you, like I'll make a conscious effort, like not to do it, but it just, I don't know. Sometimes I'll slip. I just want to give you a heads up because, like saying, "Hey Bert," is just, I don't know. It's just gonna roll off my tongue sometimes. Okay. Gino says, "Good night, Ray. I'm early to bed. Take care, my friend." Thanks. I appreciate you coming by, Gino, and everybody. If you're not subscribed to Dazzle TV, then subscribe. Dazzle TV. If you hello, Gino. Bert said no. No, you're not really offended, or no, you don't want me to do it. Story time gave me like an in parenthesis. I don't know if there was stuff supposed to be in parentheses, James. Bert, as long as you make me your best friend neighbor. Absolutely, Bert. Like, I view everybody as my neighbor. It says in the Bible, love your neighbor. Everybody's my neighbor. Jim with more emojis with like a heart blob. Heart blob. Heart throb? Are you saying that I'm a heart throb? Is that what you're saying, Jim? Thank you. You're so sweet. James said, will do. Will do. Jim says, I have all types of emojis. Yeah, and see, James is subscribed. I thought you already subscribed. Thanks for subscribing, James. Yeah, Jim, I haven't figured out the whole YouTube emojis thing. Like, I'm an old dude. I'm barely familiar with what the regular emojis mean. And so, like, having to learn, like, what the YouTube emojis are supposed to mean, like, it's like learning a whole nother language. Oh, and you guys, like, Jim, I don't know if you're here. I don't know if you have a channel or not, but I'm gonna add you as a moderator anyway. That way it'll make it easier. Like if Amy says you're good. So that way it'll make you easier if you want to subscribe to anybody's channel. Like Story Time with James, he's funny. He tells some funny stories. I forgot to hit the like. I appreciate you, G-Dub. Dazzle TV, subscribe to. You'll love Gino and Dazzle Navy. Like they're good people. you know, they're always doing stuff with James and Karen. Like, you know, they all live in Ackland. I'm gonna visit them when I go to Ackland to see James and Karen. I'm gonna drop in on Gino and Dazzle and Dazzell. Dazzell? I don't know. However it's pronounced, I'm going there. I'm gonna cook for them. Martin said, my daughter said I'm too old to use emojis. That's kind of funny, Martin. That's like, yeah. When she said you were too old. Wait, Martin, hold on, Martin. When she said you were too old to use emojis, did you tell her no cap? No cap, B. Jim says, see, I will connect with others. Yeah. I mean, like I'm a big believer in like supporting each other's channels, you know, and I don't even care like if any of the channels I tell you to subscribe to, like if you spend more time over there enjoying their content, and I'm happy because I'm gonna say it again. Like, I just want people to be happy. Like, if you can find more happiness watching someone else's content, I'm supportive of that. Like, there's no animosity in me as far as other YouTube channels. Like, I just want people to find the people they connect with and be supportive. Okay. James said they got a lot of emoji. Yeah, there's too many emojis, James. I can't keep up with all that. Jim said, OMG, oh my goulet. Oh my goulet. What is goulet, Jim? Don't make me Google Translate up in here. I don't know what goulet is. Story time with James. Connect. All right. Cool, Amy. Yeah, it tells a funny story. You watch the video about where he's afraid of horses. James funny. James said, I've been subscribed to your channel. Yep. Jita Sigi, my favorite thing to say here when I have no idea what's being said, but don't want to feel stupid. What, Sigi? Okay. Thanks, her story from Amy. Martin says, I think my daughter is going to post a video of me cursing out the Apple CarPlay GPS thing. I went full on drill instructor mode. Yeah. That's a different route. Like I mean, you guys have seen me, chastising my little gimbal robot dude, but I don't think I've ever cursed it out and called it an idiot. Jim Galen, Gary Walker, another good one. Very good. Very good. Another good one. All right. I had to think about it for a minute because I was like, when I saw Galing, I know, Angling Mo is you're very good, and I always say, like, one of the low key best compliments to give a Filipina is Angling Mo Mak English. Because, Filipinos are shy sometimes about speaking English. So if you compliment them on their English, then, maybe you'll get more conversation out of them. G-Dub said, have a good night, y'all. I'll look that one up, Jim. All right. What are you going to look up, Jim? Oh, the emoji? Wait. I missed something. How long have I been on? Oh, I'm over an hour and a half. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna. I'm gonna have a cigarette while everybody's winding up, because I know everybody's about to be saying bye to Gary and stuff. Martin said, my wife was in the car. I would have had 3 females telling me how to drive and where to turn. I would have had a meltdown. So you've got your Apple CarPlay GPS with female voice. You gotta change that to like an Australian dude or something to give you direction. Or maybe you could like download, I don't know, see if they've got like a Yoda GPS where it's like turn left you should. Babe said hi again. Yeah, they Janet said, hey Janet, what's going on with you? You missed all the information. You have to go back and watch it. I was doing a video about National Heroes Day, Janet. But it's just now. It's just now National Heroes Day for the Philippines, for you in the U.S. It'll be over here pretty soon. But it was we had a pretty lively discussion. I enjoyed it. It wasn't my normal cut loose, have fun kind of stream. It was a little more serious, but sometimes you got to be serious. Like some topics are worth being serious about. Bert said, have you found a partner yet around there in beautiful Tagaytay? Not looking, Bert. I've said many times, like, I want to kind of integrate myself into the Philippines and, become familiar with the Philippines and my place in it before I try to integrate a Filipina into my life. I think that's more important. Like, especially like, Filipinos are very caring and trying to think of a way to say it politically correct, but they're just looking out for you. But as a man, so like I when I'm having someone kind of lead me around, this is what you got to do. This is how much it is here. Pay this, and this is we got to go there. Like, I'm supposed to be the leader. I don't want to be the follower in a relationship. So, until I become confident enough being in the Philippines to be a leader in the Philippines to a Filipino wife, then I choose to remain single. If that makes sense, Bert. Let's see. Janet said, I know you announced on James Live. Did Fortune show up? Yeah, Fortune was here. And Gino was here. Bert said, I couldn't do it. What couldn't you do, Bert? C. Jimby DM. Okay. Janet said, I'm moderating 3 lives right now. I will watch replay. Okay, Janet. Bert, Janet has diabetes and eye issues, and Like that's the way that she types, so she can like see what she's typing, and it's all good. She's an older lady, so she's not yelling at anybody. Uh, Bert, that that's perfectly okay. Uh, Amy said, "You're a good supporter, sir." And, yeah, in his service to God is Janet. She's a very nice, sweet lady. Bert, I write in large type due to diabetes. Maybe woman, thank you, but I'm a girl. So. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Amy was giving you any sort of gender. She just used your full YouTube name. It might have been confusing because in his service, but Bert said, Bert's also diabetic. Sorry to hear that, Bert. Ray, she wrote supporters, or yeah, she wrote. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I misread it. Because I thought she was saying supporter in Sir Ray's channel, but she didn't put the Ray in there. I get what you're saying, Janet. But yeah, in a service to God is Janet. Navy woman is Amy. Bert is Bert. Babe, I'm here, babe. All right, babe. Amy says, all right, man. Bert, I still eat sweets. Yeah, I think as long as you do everything, in moderation, like that's what matters the most. Um, Jim, hi, Mama Janet. Jim knows who Mama Janet is. And see, that's the thing. Like, you know, I'm definitely not the main catalyst, but like I'm definitely um, encouraging of all these good YouTube channels to like build a community, support each other, encourage each other, and um, like the people that like aren't doing YouTube and are supporting all these channels, especially some that they don't have a lot of subscribers, and they're just doing the best they can. Like it's better to lift each other up. There's the saying, rising water raises all boats. Like I just want the water to raise for all these YouTube creators that are giving. I mean, let's be honest. Like YouTube, doing YouTube isn't easy. Like uh, wait, why is this thing being weird? The amount of time that you spend making content, uh, like I don't care if I get monetized or not. It's I've said many times, like my 3 reasons for doing YouTube. Number one, like YouTube content creators like lifted me out of a dark place, inspired me to come to the Philippines, change my life, become happier, and if I can even be a little bit part of that for another person, then it'll be worth it. Number 2, I'm making friends on YouTube and connecting with people, and I'm a social guy. I like to meet new people, make new friends, and this has been great for that. And uh, number three, um, like editing videos and putting stuff together and researching, like it all allows me to use the creative part of my mind, and I appreciate that. So those are the three reasons. Like, as you saw, like those three reasons, like money is nowhere in that list. Uh, money would be a distant fourth. I've always said, hopefully one day I'll get monetized and I will make just enough money to pay for, all the subscriptions I've got that helps me make YouTube content, uh, and the equipment that I buy to help me make YouTube content. Like, if I can just break even for my hobby, my passion, I'll be happy. Like, I'm not looking to make a living off YouTube. Like, you know, uh, the amount of hours I spend on YouTube, uh, you know, I don't ever expect to make more than like 10 cents an hour. I'll be happy, if that makes sense. Let's see. Let me catch up on comments. Da, 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 da. Uh, wait, wait, wait. Where am I? I'm way behind. Uh, Jim, yeah, Mama Janet. Oh, Isaac, yeah. Mama Janet's in, like, she's in a lot of the same channels that I am. Um, she's a big believer in supporting, the same YouTube channels that I support. So, Janet said, Ray, did you eat today? So get out, I'm checking on you. I didn't eat healthy. I had, this morning, I had 2 pieces of leftover pizza that I had from yesterday. And then I went to McDonald's and I got a quarter pounder with cheese. So, completely ruined my diet. I'm never going to get down to 80 kilos. Uh, Janet saying hi, Jim. Uh, Jim's prayers for Mama Janet. Janet, yep. Isaac got me in all this. I just do it joyfully. Yeah. Bert said, Janet, have you gotten a caregiver helping you around? Amy said, is she last night across her channel? And just so I hope it catches on. Like, I want everybody that goes to Isa's channel, call her Big Glasses Girl. That's what I call her. BGG, Big Glasses Girl. Don't tell her I told you. Just next time any of y'all are in Isa's live stream, just say, "Hey, what's up, Big Glasses Girl?" Jim, I fell twice on anniversary to open heart Saturday, so I'm sore, but I'm not giving up. Yeah. James, I gotta go, Ray. Gotta do a story. I'll watch it, James. Appreciate you stopping by. I'll check you out here in a little bit. Bert, I'm retired police in Chicago, Northwestern OS Superior Care. Jim, yes, Mama Janet. God strengthens, He is love, absolutely. Janet, Bert, I'm a straight A student, Dean's List in science, so in health, I'm good. These viewers ready for me, which is all I am. Yeah, Janet's very supportive. Bert, you know what, Ray? I'm happy to find your channel, but folks like the service, just red flag. No, it's, you know, it's never good, like to you know, judge people. Uh, like, you know, we have to like put out positive energy, and we'll get it back. Um, like like whatever it is that you're thinking, Bert, with Janet, uh, give it time. You'll see. Like, you know, you judge by actions, and you know, Janet shows up and gives support to a lot of people, and they all appreciate her, and so do I. Star Magic, hello there, Star Magic. Janet, yeah, I noticed you weren't there. Make a point to remember you all. Star Magic, since you just since you start just listening. Okay, Star Magic, I appreciate you being here. Bert, so what's the plans for the week? Um, I don't really have any like definite plans. I need to this week. I need to get my SRV main video done, and like my SRV documents video done, and like all the documents that you need for that visa, and like the process for getting them, the fees involved with getting each document, just general information. Like I said, I wanna help people that were like me in the U.S. and give them information about how to get there, make their lives easier. James said, "You two one smiley face." I know what smiley face means. Thanks, James. Uh, Jim, I'll stay strong. We're just in a challenging cycle. Yeah, I know you're going through it, Janet. Jim, yes, Niels Christensen, always talking about James and Karen. I visit his church. He is amazing. Oh, does Niels have a church? Or it's just the same, or is it church that he attends? Jim. Yeah, James and Karen are great people. Very down to earth, very nice people. I'm gonna stay with them. I don't know how long when I go to Ackland, and we got plans to go different places and do different things, do some collaborations. It'll be a good time. I don't have any set schedule because I live my life with no schedule. Like whatever comes up, then that's what I'm doing. Bird, appreciate your concern. I have 8 very good dogs. Yep. Jim, yes, Mama Janet, good early morning. What's for breakfast? Janet Ray, thank you, because I don't judge and only be judged by God. My faith's strong. I hear you, Janet. Yeah. Uh, how to type? Bert, like I said, uh, you know, one thing that I don't want in my chat, and I'm not trying to be ugly. You know, I'm not calling you out specifically, Bird. Is just in this instance, um, you know, I tell everybody, all my viewers, like, you know, you can say anything you want to me, um, but like viewers, like if viewers are attacking each other, like that's not good. That's you know, I don't, you know, I don't want that type of energy like in the chat. Like this is a safe space. Like everybody should be feel free to be who they are. Like do whatever makes them comfortable. Um, like in the grand scheme of things, typing with the caps lock on is not a big deal. If that's what makes Janet comfortable, if that's what she's comfortable doing. Like I said, she's, you know, she's an older lady. That's what she's comfortable doing. She's a sweet lady. Just let her, you know, let her do what's comfortable for her. And and you're free to say, Bert, you're free to say anything you want in my chat. You know, you're never going to be censored or anything, except, you know, kind of being rude to other viewers. Like, be rude to me. If you got to be rude to someone, be rude to me, because, like, it's my choice to put myself out there publicly. Okay, Jim B. Shredded Week, yeah. No, I like the mini shredded wheat, Janet. I'd eat those here if I could find some really good milk. Bert said hi. Jim, church that he attends. Okay, so you guys live close enough to go to the same church, is what I'm taking it. Daily raw time. Yeah, get off my back. Yeah. I mean, I got it, Janet. Like, there's no reason to. It's not a big deal. Jim, yep, Mama Janet, looking forward to Thanksgiving. I'm gonna miss Thanksgiving. Uh, uh, Bert set him out. Okay. Uh, nice to meet you. Yeah, Bert, that's cool. Jim, have a better day, Bert. I didn't realize my diet strict. I hope you have many more honest folks in you, just like Gino. Yeah, Gino's great. Uh, Janet, don't engage. It's like, I've already said my piece about, you know talking negatively back and forth between each other. Like, it's not cool. Uh, we're not going to do that. Uh, you know, Burr used to like Gino Channel, but it's just folks hang out with. Sorry if I'm a pest. Yeah, no, it's okay, Burr. It's just, you know, uh, like, we've got hundreds of topics that we can talk about. Hopefully positive topics, but talking about each other, like, that doesn't serve any purpose. Janet, yes, I eat mini shredded as well. Yeah. Uh, but the vibe ain't with. Ray, love you, dude. Love you, Bert. Like, catch you later. Catch you later, Bert. Chandler, that's weird. I'm not engaged. I'm being direct. I don't know him. It's my divine right. I don't play that. Call me. Yeah. And you know, I'm, I'm the same way. Like, I don't know what kind of vibes Bert was getting from you. What kind of vibes? I mean, yeah, you were getting from Bert, but, like, we just need to squash it and move on. Like, positive energy. Um, Jim, I'm hungry, Ray. What's for dinner? Balut? Well, I don't know, but I've kind of made it my mission to uh, get James from James and Karen to eat balut for the first time, because it will be me eating balut for the first time. So, maybe within the next 2 weeks, I'll be eating balut for the first time. There you go to hell and using what? I don't know, Babe 4. Like, did you not hear my whole thing about, not making any personal attacks on anybody in the chat? But I mean, we're getting down. I got like about 4 viewers left in the chat, and I have been on here for 2 hours. So, you know, I hate that it's kind of de-escalated, but hopefully next live stream, everybody's gonna bring that positive energy, like love for everybody. And until then, you know, you guys find someone to be nice to. This, you know, until we meet again tomorrow, and then tomorrow tell me about it. And until then, who dat? I love you all.